was like that. And I started playing in the fourth division league. But I was still playing
How
around
how
town
old
football.
how old were you playing in the fourth division?
I was like 11 years old when I started playing in the fourth division
So,
league.
but
That,
fourth division is professional, no?
yeah, it was there in Liberia, fourth division.
So you an 11-year-old playing professional fourth
We're
division football
playing
in
fourth
Liberia,
division football
and
in Liberia.
you playing
Yeah,
against grown men.
I play a green grown man, and every time they bring me in like second half to play, and I would do what I got to do. And then that way, yeah.
Africa, brother.
Africa abroad.
What's going on, world? It's Cordo Tar, your host, back again with another episode of Africa Abroad.
Africa, brother.
Today is a very special day. I have a guest. I'm excited for this guest. He's known for his energy in the midfield, a whole lot of pace, a whole lot of stamina. Let's see. Let me go down the list. Liga Indonesia champion, Indonesian Super League champion, Liga Indonesia best player. Pretty much to say he's the man in Southeast Asia. My guy, Zah Krangar. How you doing today, Zah?
Yeah, I'm doing good, man. Yeah, what's up, people? You all right?
That's good, man. Thank you
Good
for
to be here.
taking the time to be on the show with us today. Let's see. So let's just start from the beginning, because you've got quite the journey that you've been on in this illustrious career that you have. So I just want to start from the beginning. Where were you born?
I was born in Liberia, Santa Maria up Ashman Street at the old government hospital.
Okay, so you from in town. You a city guy.
I'm from in town. Yeah, I'm a city guy.
Okay, and what are you, an only child?
No, my mother had like 7, and I'm the number 7.
Okay,
I'm the last born.
you're the youngest
Yeah,
of
I'm
seven.
the last born. I'm the youngest. Yeah.
Okay, wow. So what was life like growing up in Monrovia?
Well, my whole life it kind of long, but I might make it short. Yeah, because I live a life. My whole life, entire life, I live with my mom, single mother. She was so great to me, and we was not really struggling to the extent that we couldn't get food to eat. No, we was okay, you know. At some point, I can say it was hard for us because we were living in a old government hospital building, a government building that sometimes even when it rains, sometimes we put our bucket to the bed because most of the time water drips and then fall on the bed. So it was difficult, but God could have it. We was okay, you know. I really struggled hard because doing my life, maybe with my mom, I had a lot of opportunity to become somebody, and then a lot of people saw a lot of good things in me because I grew up with that easy amount of person, respectful child that everybody used to like me. So I didn't struggle that much to say, oh, a lack of this or lack of that because of my attitude. You know, it take me to a lot of places. It make me to meet good people that are willing to help me and my mom because my whole entire life I lived with her. She used to sell donuts near G.A.T.E. Yeah, so a lot of people knew her because of the donuts she used to sell. You know, sometimes I around her, sitting with her, watching frying the donut while they're serving people and all that. Very young, and sometimes I had the time to go to school, and sometimes I don't have it to go to school. You know, it was like that between me and her. But things go back when I reached the age of 8 years old. My father left her. He went away without giving anything. That's what she said to me when I was 8 years old. She told me, she said, your father is not around. I tried to get in touch with him. I can't get in touch with him. So I just want to tell you, you know, because you know, living without a father is very hard. You know, since I was 8 years old, I haven't laid my eyes on my father.
Yeah.
Yeah, when he left, yeah, I don't even know him seriously because he left without, leaving a note back or the hearing thing here, but returning to her just to see his son, and it was like that. So I struggle, you
Yeah.
know. So like what the Liberian people used to say, they got a word for a child and his mother. They can call him Mama Baby. So that's how they used to call me, oh Mama
Yeah.
Baby, because most of the time when my mom leaving the house and trying to go make business, I will always cry behind her, want to follow her, want to see where she going and all that. So most of the time, I was so used to my mother. My mother was my best friend. She was my everything. And there came a time when I reached the age of 8 years old and I started playing football from 8 years old. I knew I could play football, but I didn't know the left or right of playing football. So my career started when I can say a lot of people say I was born with football because my oldest brother who is called Michael, once in a while he come out and talk to me and say, hey, nobody teach you how to play football. So I was like, what you trying to say? And say, okay, let me explain this to you. There's a football player, one football player, one of Liberia's best players called Wani Boto or Wani Boto. The hospital he was born in, it was the room that he died in.
Wow.
So probably, yeah. So probably, I'm just saying, because we Africans sometimes we believe in something. Yeah, I'm just saying, probably it's that spirit went into you when your mom born you because there where he was and there where he died. So probably his spirit in you. So nobody teach you how to play football. And I started playing. I used to play on the guitar, on the Cairo, on the basketball court,
Anywhere.
rain or not rain, anywhere. As long there is a way that we can make a football field, I'm going to play that.
Yeah.
So that's how I started coming up in my career, my life. It was hard. It was hard for me, but because of football like it make it easier for me. I was not struggling to eat. I was not wearing like chair pins. But the only thing I know that I used to not liking to wear was shoes, slipper. You
Yeah.
know, I always like to be a barefooted. Walking in the era. Yeah,
Barefoot baller. That's what we
yeah,
call it. That's what we
Africa
call it,
yeah,
man.
bro.
yeah,
A lot of barefoot ballers. Y'all doing big things
yeah.
now. I feel like it makes you
Big,
stronger, right?
yeah. Oh yeah, it make me strong. That's how it go for me. That's how I've been through all. Every time my mom buys me a new slipper, it got a cut because of what playing football in it.
Yeah,
So it was like that. And
man.
then one of the things I can remember, I went for a round town game. You know, I went for a round town game. My first time to play, I'm on cry. Like a round town game. I got you play. I went to play. In that game, nobody knew who they called Zah. Nobody knew me.
Yeah.
So when I went to play this game. A guy took me to play in Clarkston. So when I
How
went
old were
there to
you
play,
when this game was happening?
I was like I was like 8 years old,
Oh, so
eight
this
to
is
nine
like
years old.
you
Yeah,
started
8 years old.
playing. You started playing when you
I
were
started
8, and
playing.
this
Yeah,
game
when I
was
was
when you was
8.
8. Wow. Okay. So you
Yeah,
were a quick learner, I guess.
yeah. But most of the time when I was 6, 7, it was get ready in my era.
Okay.
But people never would pay attention to that because it was just hollering things that we used to do with a rubber ball. They call it the air control. We call that the air control ball. Just in the rain or play fun game. But when I reached the age of 8 years old, that's where I knew that football, yeah, is something that built in me. That I didn't learn from anybody. Nobody teach me. Because when I went to play Clarendon, when people saw me play, driving older guys, hitting the ball over there, doing a lot of stuff, giving passes, scoring goals, people say, wow, that kid would be one of the best players in Liberia. And then they start giving me names. Start calling me names. Some people call me Zico.
Yeah.
They call me Zico. Some people call me. They said, okay, we'll name me Picking Zah. So Picking Zah names started going behind me. Picking Zah, Zico. Picking Zah, Zico. Picking Zah, Zico. So it was like that. And people used to pull me off the field to carry me to the dressing ground after the game like that. My pocket, my jersey would be filled with money. My shoes going to be filled with money. People would just be throwing money on me. And, I played a couple of games in that tournament and I was voted MVP.
Okay.
So the MVP thing is just something that came up when I was very at a little age. I was very young. So, and this is what's funny, all right? So after the game in Clarendon, most guys in Clarendon, they sell it in the market, Waterside Market.
Yeah.
Most people. So my mom was like, she went to this place to the Waterside Market to buy flowers and sugar to come prepare her business or donor business for the next morning. So she was there and she told me, she said, there's a group of guys that I can buy stuff from. They were talking about yesterday game, one picking the coin, Zah. So she said she was just standing. She feeling pain for her stuff. So while standing, other person was serving her. She was just standing listening. So she went, she asked the guy, she said, who is that person you talking about? Like that. And the guy told her, said, yeah, very light skin kid, small in the body. Whoa, he can play with both legs. He did a lot of things. He even made me to win money yesterday because I was betting I was betting. I said this team will win and this kid will score and stuff like that, and I won money.
Yeah.
So she opened her purse and showed my picture and say, "You think that's the kid you're talking about?" And the guy said, "Yeah, like that." And then she said, "That's my son. How come you playing football? He just turned 8 years old."
Oh wow.
Who was this guy then he was playing against? Older guys or his age? I said, no. Older guys, his age, big people. And then she was like, that's my son. And the guy said, oh man, like your son? Like, oh man, like your son? Okay, oh man, you know what? What you want? Take this one. Take it free. Come on. From today on, anytime you come buy sugar, I'll give you 2 cups free. Yeah, she started getting free things.
Yeah.
At that point, she started things that she paid for. The guy started giving her money back. And then when she came home, she said, hey, you can play football? I was like, no, I can play football. She said, no, don't lie to me. Me and you don't have that. It was like that. I said, no, I can play football. She said, okay, let me tell you something. Some guys there were talking about you, and I put out your picture, and they say, yeah, this is you. And like, you played game in Clarendon yesterday. I was like, yeah, I play games. Say, nothing. How come? So I was like, yeah, I played game yesterday. Since no wonder why I've been looking for you the whole of yesterday. You didn't tell me you go play football. But let me tell you, just be careful. I don't want you to be hurt because you're the only person near me right now. So you can help me with everything. Yeah, I don't want nothing to happen to you. So it was like that. And then, I started coming good. Started going for all the round-town games. Then people started knowing me. So every time somebody having a game, they would call. They would try to find me because at that time there was no phone or something. They would always come up Ashmore Street to find me. And anytime you want to find me up Ashmore Street, just come on the dusty road.
Yeah.
Because that's where I used to be with my mom, sitting with her, and, or come near Katira after school that I in the evening time we're playing football right on the road there, right on the car road. And when I played football on the car road, people would come when they see me playing, it would be passing, but it would stop. And then call me, hey, take this $5, take this money, take this. It was like that,
Yeah.
always. Until one day, on Ashmont Street, they have some tournament on Ashmont Street, like a football tournament. So my team came from my own place, Ashmont Street, and then we went to play. Look, we blocked the rule. People, we play scratch or we play. People throwing money on me like this one for you, that one for you. You know, giving it to me like I was like, then when I started feeling like, okay, I think football is my career. I think I need to focus on my football.
Yeah.
And play to be able to help my mom. So every morning they give me, I come home. When I giving it to her, I'm afraid, because she's a kind of person. She say, "Oh, don't take money from a stranger and this that."
Yeah.
So,
but you providing at this point. It's almost like a job.
It's like a job. So she was not complaining. But she was so afraid that I would be hurt. That I won't be around her and stuff like that. So it was like that. So until one day when I started growing up now, reaching the age of 9, 10, like that, and then this on 13 teams came up. Yeah, on 13 tournament came out in Sweden. So it was like that, and I started playing in the 4th division league. But I was still playing around.
How old were you playing in the 4th division?
I was like 11 years old when I started playing in the 4th division league.
But fourth division is professional, no?
Yeah, it was there in Liberia.
So
division.
So you an 11-year-old playing professional 4th division football in Liberia, and you playing against grown men.
I play a grown man, and every time they bring me in like second half to play, and I would do what I got to do. And then that way,
What team? What team is this?
I started playing for Duke Defenders.
Duke Defenders. That's what I see. I got your Wikipedia page over here, and it said Duke Defenders. And you midfield Zah or the Duke. So you 11 years old playing in the professional 4th division in Liberia.
In the 4th division league in Liberia.
And are you the star of your team? Are you coming off the bench? Like what's your role on the team as an 11-year-old?
Actually, my role was like a star on the team.
Wow.
Because sometimes I'm going to come from the bench. Sometimes we'll start. All depends because, at that time, everybody got to play. It was not like, okay, because you're the best, so you'll be playing all the time.
Yeah.
Because we all were so young, so they want for everybody to play to get a feeling of playing football.
Yeah. So
they was like, okay, you will start today. Tomorrow you sit on the bench. It doesn't mean that you can't play. You can play, but that's how the coach wanted the team to be because it was like a family team. Everybody needs to play. Everybody needs to play.
And everyone get development if it's young guys.
Get development, as a young players, So this guy really needs to be like on our back and, pushing us, making us to know that, okay, you got to play. If you want to play football, you got to do this. You got to respect your parents. You got to go to school. You got, the time to go to bed and all that. But, we Africans, it's not like that between bedtime and this time. No, because we got to wait. We got to wait. No light. We're using candle. We're using this. So it's difficult.
Yeah.
We came out the hard way,
So, but this person that was leading you, he kind of was training you to be a professional even beforehand by telling you the different things that you need to be focused on.
Different things that I need to be focused on, So that's how it was. But he didn't understand that certain family wasn't having it to do all of that with you in school. For me, my mom, I would say, she struggled, I was through all my life. I was going to government school until I traveled with the junior national team. That's how I started going to private school because they used to give us scholarship.
Yeah. And how old were you when that started?
When I started, I was like 12 years old.
Okay.
It's just a step by step, because I was born 1989.
Mm-hmm.
1989. Yeah, at the old government hospital up Ashmore Street. And at that time, when I went on my look, let me explain this to you. Before I went on that trip, this is how I got my sponsor. I think you will know the late Fred Vichy.
Okay.
They call him Fred Vichy.
Yeah.
He saw me playing. He saw me playing on a basketball court. The basketball court, they just built a basketball court and the height. And then if you made a mistake, you're gonna fall.
Yeah.
Probably something bad gonna happen to you. So at that age, he was standing at the upstairs building near the court. He got a house there, a huge mansion. So he was just standing there watching us playing. So he saw me like dripping the ball over two pricing at the edge of the court.
Yeah.
And then it was raining. You know what he did? He came on the rain. And then he came up straight to me and said, "Hey, what is your name?" And I called my name to him. "Where you living?" I said, "I live in the old government hospital building." He said, "Wow, it's strange. Me watching you doing this among your friends and other guys there. You know what? I want to meet your mom and I want to be a sponsor." It's like that. So most of the time, when he go to the U.S. to see his family, he coming back, he will bring me a whole lot of material like football boots and this, that. So
Yeah.
there where he started sponsoring me in school, giving me money and things like that, giving it to my mom. So he started sponsoring. So there where my mom knew that, okay, you know what? I gave up. So you can play football. I didn't know. So, but what I want to tell you, don't forget about school. Even though I don't have it to put you in school, but if somebody giving you days and putting you in school, make sure you go to school, and stuff like that. So that's how it used to be. I came out in a way that sleeping place was one of the difficult things that I never had,
Yeah.
honestly,
Yeah.
because we were staying in that building, and my mom used to like that building because they were all friends they had. So doing the war came. We went Clareston. I mean, Clareston, Yucatan. Things started getting better. Then we came back in the building because that's our building. That where she raised me. So we came back until at the age of 12, 13 years old, things started falling apart.
Falling apart like how?
On me now, because um, I came from Sweden when I went Sweden with the national team, the junior national team at that age 12. And when I came back and things were, falling apart. My mom started getting sick. She started getting sick. She would get better. She would get sick. She would get better. She would get sick until one time I was taking national exam. I was in worldwide mission at that time. I was in the 8th grade. I was in worldwide mission. So I came home and she was not home.
Yeah.
And they told me that she went to take care of her sister wedding. She knew how to cook. She knew how to cater. She can fix a lot of food. So she went to help. So after that, 2 days, 3 days, 4 days, 1 week, I can see her. So I started like thinking like where she go until finally somebody came up to me, one of her family members came up and started looking for me and then say, "Oh, your mom not feeling well. She just asking for you and she want to see you." So I said, "Okay." So I went there and then my mom like so healthy, fat, and then she was so skinny. She had a whole lot of blazer all on her skin, peeling and stuff like that. So I started to cry. It was so hard for me. I couldn't eat because I had to be thinking about what's going on with her. We took her to the hospital. Doctor said, we can find anything.
Wow.
Yeah, we can find anything. So after I can remember it was on Friday, a guy came up to me and So like, oh, I want you to go play for my team at Bushra Island. Like, I can't play football right now because
Yeah.
I'm not in the mood for football. So he said, no, not today. I mean, on Sunday. I say, even on Sunday, say, I can play football. Right now, my whole mind right now, it's not for me being around people or being on football field right now. I just want to be with my mom. She's not feeling all right. So I remember on that Sunday, it was on Saturday, she asked me to go get her few drinks, like Luguze, uh, some energy drink stuff that she said she likes to drink. Most of the time when she goes shopping and that, she can always buy that and drink it. So I was like, but where will I get the money from? I don't have money. Yeah.
Yeah, she sent you. She
She
said, "Go,
said,
go play."
yeah, go. She said, go buy me drinks. You know, well, like, okay, what about tomorrow? So my whole mind was like, okay, tomorrow, if I go play, I can make that money.
Yep.
You know, my performing can give me money, and the guy that I went and play for, most of the time we go play, we get all money, like that. It's not free. So he said, I don't care wherever you're gonna get the money from, just buy me drink.
Yeah.
It was like that. So the day Sunday came, I was with her, and the guy went looking for me, and then someone told him where I was, and the guy came. I look at my mom. I don't want to go anywhere, but she kept pushing me to go buy this drink. So I was like, hey. So I told the guy, so you know what? Before I go, buy me this drink, buy me this something. I will go with you. You don't have to give me money anymore. Just buy the drink for me. Let me take it to my mom.
Yeah.
So the guy was like, yeah, I'll buy it for you, Zah. No problem, I'll buy it. But the time will be late. So why can't you just, go play? I will buy the drink and I will bring it to her. I said, no, myself want to take it to her.
Yeah.
That was saying want to take it to her. So the guy when we bought the drinks, after we bought the drink, but it was working on her, so I couldn't take the drink. He said, they don't want me to enter. Her family don't want me to enter. So I just kept the drink. I went for the game, and then I went to play. That game, I remember I scored 3 goals in that game. 3 goals, can you imagine? And I came with, like, money. And, money was all in my socks. People were giving me money after that game. And I came home with the drinks, everything. For me to go in the room, I just saw people, like, when they see me, they will pretend like they okay.
Yeah.
They don't want me to know. So I went. I said, "Oh, I brought a drink. I brought a drink from my mom. She asked me to get her a drink." So before I entered in the room, my mom was already there.
Damn.
Yeah. So she was gone. So I said to myself, I said, but if she knew she was going, why she asked me to buy her drinks? So it was that kind of hard for me. So I kept saying, I said, this is the drink. So I just felt that she wanted me to work for myself, that she would not be around me to, putting food on the table for me or doing stuff for me, buying me clothes. So I should work for myself.
Yeah.
I should know that when she leaves, I can be able to do something for myself.
Yeah. I think she wanted you to play,
Yeah,
she
wanted me
knew
to play.
she knew that you two had that bond with you being her youngest, and like you said before, you guys were always together.
Always,
she
every
knew
day.
she knew that you weren't going to leave her side, but then she also
Yeah.
identified that you were a spectacular football player. So I think it was
Yeah.
part of her to say, like, this boy's not going to leave my side because he's that loyal and he's that great of a son. I need to tell him to
Yeah.
go play so he can
To
see
go.
what he can
Yeah.
do. and the only way she
Yeah,
was going to
yo.
get you to go was for her to send you to do something for
To
her.
send me to do something for her. Yeah,
That's that's
that's how it
amazing,
happened.
bro. I'm so
That's how it
sorry.
happened.
I'm sorry for your loss, but
Yeah,
that shows me how amazing your mother was, bro. That she's on her way out and she's thinking about you and your life and trying to give
yeah.
you the energy and the encouragement that you need to become the man that you are today, man.
Don't become a man out.
That's
Yeah, yeah.
beautiful.
Seriously, that's why it's just when I went to play, I thought it was going to battle me like thinking about how I wasn't going to play good, but I put in that energy, everything I could, and yeah, I let it die honestly, cause after she passed, and I was going home, crying, running, going home, and walking on the street, bare feet there, and there's a car that it hit me, and I couldn't do anything. I cried for almost like every day. I cry every day. Every time I go to bed, I would dream about her. Every time, like I don't know what it was, dream or imagination. It was so many things. So
And you're
I
like
stopped
13 at
school.
this time, right? You're 13?
Yeah, at that time,
Wow.
13. Yeah, I didn't. I just my schoolmate came up to me, you know, and the good thing that happened was the end of the year. So it was so hard for me, and things started getting rough. I don't want to be around friends. I just want to be in the room
So where did you
all by
go? Where
myself.
did you go after your mom passed? Because you're the youngest. So who did you live
Yeah,
with? Where did you stay?
I just went back to the building.
The
Just
building
went back
where
to the
where your
building.
the building where your mother
Where
raised you
yeah,
in. Because there's
yeah.
other families there, or you were just by yourself.
No, that I was just by myself now, just
Wow.
friends and people that were closer to her. It was like that until I just went in the building, went in the room, locked myself up, didn't come outside, just there crying to myself, crying to myself, and that's how almost a month I just been, I ain't been to myself. Like I was not to myself at all. Nothing people talk to me about it would sound good to me, you know. So
Yeah.
that's how things started turning apart. I stopped playing football and just forget about playing football, just crying, thinking about her, on days, a lot of stuff. So at this point, what I heard today, whenever some up to now, whenever I sit down and see myself, I be asking God, so God, why my mind is not around to enjoy the
Yeah.
life that I'm living right now, everything I'm working for, she's not around, to do that, to enjoy it. She really struggled behind me during the war, holding me when I was more younger, passing through a straight border, holding me on her back and all that. And today, I'm a man today, I can provide for myself, but she's not around for me to provide for her, for her to enjoy, her son, things that he getting,
Yeah.
So sometimes when I think about that, it can really, make me to cry,
Yeah, for
every
sure.
time. Yeah, every time.
Wow.
So
So you're 13 years old, your mother passes away and you're just by yourself now. You said
I was just by myself.
you
Yeah,
stopped playing football. You said you stopped going to school.
stop going to school.
How
I
how
stopped
did
going to school
how did
for
it
like
turn around? What happened to make you, like get back to doing things?
it's just that another person saw me. They call him Prince Chupi. He's in the U.S. right now in Minnesota. Call him Prince Chupi. He's like he saw me and then he told me and said, "Wow." And at that time they were talking about taking everybody out of the building. So I didn't have nowhere to stay, and luckily God blessed me. And then the guy came around and said, I got a place. You can come and be stopping with me. I'll put you in school and this, that. But I always knew to escape that. Anytime you talk about that, I would escape that. I was not ready to myself, honestly. Good thing for me, I can think it's not necessary for me. But the good thing about me, I was not in the street begging people for money or maybe doing smoking or frustrated, like doing crazy stuff like that most of my friends they started doing.
Yeah. Yeah.
People that already they have their parents with them, they living with, they have wanted team, but they started doing other stuff, and they wanted me to be involved in it. They have car like, what's that? Will teach you how to drive so you can be driving, or so we all can be driving. Forget so you can forget about your mom. Let's go to the club. Let's go do this and that. I was not in that kind of position. I always like to be by myself,
Yeah.
always. So that one of the things I respect myself, or that one of the things that I look in myself, I say I'm strong because being 12 to 13 years old, losing your mind, you probably do a lot of things that will get you in trouble.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the only thing that can make me happy when I started coming to myself, I would go play game, play football. I won't think about that. But after the football, whoa, when I get home, I'll just be crying.
Yeah.
Just be crying,
Because it's like
until
you used to get off the field and go home and take your mom
and
the
go
money,
home. Yeah,
and now you just got
yeah.
off the field and you got to go home and she's not there
You
to
gotta go
receive the
home and she's
money.
not there. Nobody. Yeah, nobody. So it was like that. And luckily, I started living with a guy. He started helping me with school fees. And I went with the junior national team 3 times. Started getting how they call it, like scholarship. And then it started opening the school league. But I never used to go play for scholarship because I wanted to learn. Even though at some point I was slow, but I used to let go into school. I was not like other football players. Okay, today I will not go to school. Tomorrow I'll go to school. When it's time for a game, I will go to school and go play. And then after the game, I don't want to go to school. It was not like that in me. I used to let go into school. And I have, most of the time when I go to school, most of the school that I went, I will always have a teacher that can be able to teach me after school
Yeah.
for free because of my character, because of my behavior. You know, I'm kind of easy person, don't like to be in people's ways and stuff like that. And one of the things that I know about myself, I don't boast about football
Yeah.
like where other players do. Game time, I don't think about the game, like putting the game on my head or what I'm gonna do today. I just sit by, listen to my gospel music or play music, pray, and then straight for the game. I don't like to watch football games either on TV, like people
Wow.
watch MU. Yeah, that's one of my weaknesses. There, I don't watch football games at all. Unless maybe I'm boring, I can sleep and then have football game there.
Yeah.
Maybe me and my friends and we'll watch it together. But for me to sit down to watch football games, not my thing.
Yeah.
I don't watch football that much. And then sometimes I watch my team playing Barcelona playing. Yeah, sometimes, but not all the time.
So this
I
is
don't like watching football games.
so it's like you're about high school age when you're getting back to school, you're getting back to playing. But you say you didn't play for the school league.
I played in school league, but it was not like the way people used to take it. Sometimes like when I went to this school, worldwide mission, I was paying school fee, and people never knew I was a football player there. 'Cause
Oh wow.
I always because my brain I was still in that position of my mind. So when it called about during devotion time, when they say, "Oh, every football player come on the side," I will always like stay on my line. I won't move because I was not in the mood of playing football
Yeah.
in school. Yeah. So until they came up with a class league, you know, to get more football players, they came up with a class league, and I was sitting in the class. Everybody putting their name down. I didn't put my name down because my mind wasn't on football at the time.
Yeah.
It was always about my mom. So until a girl saw me, a girl said, "You, I know you." I was like, "Where you know me from?" Yeah, I saw you playing. The last time you played in my era, you can play. You one of the best player. Why you don't want to put your name down on the list there? And I said, no, I don't think that's me. It's not me.
Yeah.
So when how they call it, when the principal came to our class and started naming players when I supposed to go play class league, my name was not there until someone put me up and say, this man a football player, he played for the junior national team and this, that. So when I went to play in the class league and they saw me playing, my class gave me the captain band.
And you don't even want to
Yeah,
play, and they're like, nah, that's him.
that's him. You know, my first game I played, I was in the captain, but the first game I played when they saw me playing, I'm like, oh no. We can give not because you clever, so we should give you captain then you can play. So we gave him the captain then to Zah because Zah is a great player. Zah was the captain, and my class went to the quarterfinal. Eighth grader went to the quarterfinal among the senior guys. There.
Wow.
When I started playing there, people started knowing me until the principal came on and said, "Why, just play on the school team." So I told him, I said, "Yeah, I can play on the school team, but I pay my full tuition. If you can get my money back, I will play." And he himself said, "Okay, yes, I will get your money back." So they gave my money back, and I took the money. I carried to the guy that paid for it. I said, "Oh, they gave my money back because I'm on scholarship now." So he's like, "Okay, yeah, but take the money and buy whatever thing you want to buy for yourself." Yeah, but at that time, money was to me was like, I don't have nothing to do with money.
Yeah.
You know, every time I feel like I get something that I know that I'm supposed to share with my mom, I would cry about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would cry about it.
Wow.
So it was like that. Yeah, and I started playing it. My team from fourth division went to third division. We was in the third division league. We played when we went to the playoff to qualify to the second division. And in the third division league, I came out the MVP. Yeah, I came up the MVP. I can remember Edwin, Mr. Edwin Snow gave me a watch, the prize of MVP.
Yeah.
And he told me the watch cost like 500. Like, okay, thank you. So then when people started knowing who they call, who they call Zah Krangar, I started playing. People started knowing me. It started coming out good. I went with the junior national team, on 13, on 14, on 15. I went to Sweden, and they had 7 players that supposed to stay in Sweden to play for a club called Florida Bucks.
Mm-hmm.
So I was among the 7 players.
So how long did you stay in Sweden?
I was among the 7 players. I stayed in Sweden for like 6 months. But sometimes in life you gotta be strong headed too. If I was really strong in my head, I wasn't going to be playing in Asia yet, honestly.
Really?
But maybe that how God, maybe that how God wanted it to be, because I had every opportunity of, like people say, you got to run away, you see your silence and this, that. But it was not in my mind.
So what happened? But what happened in Sweden? So you stayed there for 6 months?
In Sweden, yeah. In Sweden, we was there. It was the essay.
Mm-hmm.
The late Francois Massacre bring the other drama on us. Because he said that the people that took us to Sweden, the team was giving them money. And the FA never knew about it. That's what it said. Coach Clayton Smith and Heron Brown. Those are the coaches that took us to Sweden. So they thought the coaches were eating the money that the team was giving, But we didn't sound like professional contract.
Yeah.
Because for me, I was still on the age, so we were just playing for like starting, giving us something, telling us that if they nurture us from here, we can be able to play in the big league in Sweden.
Yeah.
So that's why it was the lowest division. For me, I used to play in all the division because I was still on the age as
Yeah.
an academy player. So it came a time the league from Master put pressure on Curtis Smith and Coach Aaron Brown, saying the kids that they took to Sweetie, they should bring all of them back. The FSA letter there and all that, saying they own us if we don't come back. They will send letter to FIFA to cause problem with this float above thing. So that we came back, and when we came back, other players had opportunity to go back to Sweden
Yeah.
because I was still on the age, so they just forget about us. So I started playing in the third division league with my same team to go defender. And started coming out good. But one of the things that really used to bother me, going for training, you have to jog. I used to jog from Ashmore Street all the way to Effie for training because I didn't have transportation to go there.
Yeah.
So sometimes I would jog. Sometimes my childhood friends, Wema, Giara, and Gino, they would put money together for me to go for training because they saw that football in me. So it was like that. Sometimes we see pickup going and we talk to the driver, hey, can we ride I back up your pickup to go Effie? Say yeah. So that's how I used to go for training. And until I left Liberia, I went Switzerland. A coach came from Switzerland and saw me playing. I said, oh, but I can take you to Switzerland to play there. So I have this sponsor called Robert Bright.
Okay.
Robert Bright, yeah. Mr. Bright and CFI Bright. Those are the people that were behind me now. When
You told I feel like you told me about this because Siafa is my uncle.
Yeah, man.
You said that they took you. So tell me more about this trip to Switzerland.
Okay, it was like this, Robert Bright was like a manager. Yeah. So when he visited Fred Deshee, he saw me playing on the same basketball court again, And then Fred told him, said, come and see our kid playing football. That's my kid. I like him. So I want you to help him. So, and Robert Bright, he know a lot of people outside. He live in America, so he know a lot of people outside. So he had a lot of contact. So when they saw me playing and talk to me, say I can help you, to play professional football. They asked me for my age. I gave them my age and stuff like that. So, and then after some time, Robert Bright went to America. He came by, but he started sponsoring Duca Defender now because of me. He started sponsoring Duca Defender. So the Live Fred Deshee was the president of the club now. He took over the club.
Yeah.
Because of me. So we started sponsoring us, giving us jersey, booze, football, everything. He was the sponsor now. So, and then Robert Bright told me that, there's a coach will be coming from Switzerland to come watch me play. So when the coach came, we had a game to play on ATS, and they brought me in the second half to play. And when I came in second half, I did what I got to do. And the coach saw me. He said, oh, yeah, I love the number 10. I said, yeah, but that's the kid we've been talking about. And it just came up fast as that. But then the coach started coaching me now.
Yeah.
Started taking me on the beach, taking me to places, all the training that he think that I would go through in Switzerland. He started, training me with that. So, but then I told him, I said, but I can go alone.
Okay.
And I got my pair that I can play with. So I mentioned Dia Williams. I think you're supposed to know Dia Williams.
Yeah.
one of Liberian professional to live in Sweden now. So how can Dia Williams came on our team and we signed him because of the trip. So started taking care of me and Dia Williams and this stuff. So and then CFI Bright came in too and saw me playing. Because he was not the football type, but because of Robert Bright, so Robert Bright brought in, to be able to help. So they started helping me left and right, going to the players, fixing me passport and invitation, started connecting me, making me look good, going to school. They started paying my school fee and all that. So it was like a sponsor to me. So we went to Ghana. It was me, Siafa Bragg, and Robert Bragg, along with my friend Dia Williams. So when the coach went by, he sent everything, the invitation, everything for us. So we went to Ghana. We started training with one Ghanaian team called Steku,
Okay.
a first division Ghanaian team. So we started playing for that team, and then the team wanted us to stay there because they saw that we could play, but we couldn't stay there because we were going to Switzerland.
Yeah.
So we traveled to Switzerland. We was there. We was training. But the thing about it that I really don't understand. I don't know whether it's the truth or it was lie or I don't really understand because when we were there, we started playing, and there's a team called Juventus in the third division league, and they saw me playing. They decided to host us for like the end of the season. So we started playing, and then they came a time, like few weeks, we supposed to sign contract. We're supposed to move over to Grasshopper.
Yeah.
And the owner of Grasshopper called Hell Sizer. So he was like, "Yeah, I can build a case or they can be on my team. But the other guy, Dia can be for trial, but Zah can go on the academy team. We can start up with Zah for academy because he's not the age to play professional football now in Switzerland."
Yeah.
And at that time, the route came up as a foreign player, you can play professional football until you reach the age of 18.
Okay.
Yeah. So we was just waiting,
And how old were you at this time?
At that time, I was like 16 years old
Okay.
when it took me. Yeah, I was like 16 years old when it took me. So how come when that rule came up, so they talked to us, they said we should go back to Ghana because I couldn't sign a contract. But this team in the third division league wanted me to stay.
Yeah.
Wanted us to stay so that we can be playing until we can reach the age. They will be giving us something, but they're not paying agent fee. They're not paying just the player, just to focus on the players until we reach 18. Then they can get benefit from us.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I don't know who was the real agent. I decided to say no. We take the players to Turkey.
Man, you were all over the place, man.
I was, yeah. So it was like that. I said no, but if he go Turkey, he will be able to play. So the coach came out to me. The coach of the Juventus team said, "Hey, Zah, let me be honest with you. The dream that you got, it's not for Africa. It's not for anywhere. It's for Europe because the football you can play. I don't know. They teach you how to play European football or what. I don't know. You want to school for football, but the game you can play, I haven't seen no player playing that game. One, you fast. Two, you can pass. You can dribble. You got good energy. You can do anything. So try to talk to your people that brought you. We will give you and Dia place to be. You will be training with us. We will take care of everything. But we can't pay your salary every month. We'll be giving you guys starting just how we're giving other players here.
Yeah.
It's not like a contract that you sign it. But if you guys, but Dia can play professional football. So Dia can be here and then play for any other team. But Dia went on a trial or two. He went on a trial with Grasshopper. I don't know what happened. He didn't make it. But for me, I would stay with Juventus because they were not playing in a professional league.
Yeah.
They were not playing in a professional league. They were playing academy league like that. So there where I was playing, and then the coach told me, says that you can be here even if the team not get money to put you in place to stay. I can make you to stay with me. You can, my kid like you can be like a son to me. It was like that. But then Robert Bragg, our agent talked to him about Turkey.
Mm-hmm.
And then Siava Bragg told him, say, hey, I don't know how you're taking this though. The people already explained to us. The kids, they have better future. They can play. If we could just forget about agent business and then put them in this place, let it just stay here. They nurture them. When it reach 18, when Zah reach 18, because Zah is the most important project that we're really focusing on. But
Mm-hmm.
Dia, 18 years old, Dia can play anywhere in level with seriousness. But for Zah, everybody talking about Zah. So what we need to do, we can leave Zah here with this junior team. Whatsoever team is supposed to do, because the people agree that my visa were getting expired. The people agree that okay, we will face a better invitation for Zah. Zah can go back to Liberia and then come back on a resident visa
Mm-hmm.
on the team name. So it was like that. So Siafa Bragg told them, say, okay, I'm going back to the state, but I prefer Zah to stay here. Whatever thing is supposed to do for Zah, let you stay. He will come out good, and then we can get our money back from Zah because we invested in Zah, buying tickets and all that. But right now we can get it at quick, like the way you wanted to get it.
Yeah.
So the agent kept pushing Robert Bright. Forget about Switzerland. Zach can play in Turkey. What we need to do, Zach and Dio can go back to Liberia, and then we prepare them for Turkey. In less than 3 months' time, Zach can be in Turkey and play, and then you can give him your money because Turkey they ain't care about underage players. You can sign and keep it as a secret when you reach the
Wow.
18 before they develop it. So that that's why we're on Robert Bragg mind until he say, okay, you know what? Before your visa gonna expire, we will go to Liberia.
Yeah.
But then we couldn't reach Liberia because the fighting war in Liberia.
Wow. So you couldn't make
Yeah,
it
so we
back.
had to
So
start.
then where'd you
Yeah,
go?
we started in Ghana.
Okay.
So we started in Ghana. Siafa Bragg did extremely well for me, and I appreciate it. Every time I go Liberia, we hang out and all that. We reach in Ghana, he rent a place for us. They just stay Robert Bright organized a team that we should be training with. We call the team Steku. So we started training with that team. And then I started training with the team. Me and Dio started training with the team again. The team started liking us. And then they had because the Ghanaian people, they got something that every year a scout can go in Ghana
Mm-hmm.
to go scout players. So we were in Ghana. They had a game to play, and then the scouts were on the field, and they brought me in because we are foreigner. We don't have contract with the team, but it was just helping her because I think maybe Siapa gave them money and say, "Oh, y'all help my two players to be training with y'all. I will give you a amount of money." I think probably he gave them money because Ghanaian people it's very difficult for them to use foreigner on the team.
Yeah.
So it was like that. So we started training there. Siafa left us. He went to the States. Only Robert Berg were with us for some time. Every time we go train, he would be there. So we started playing all the preseason games for this team. And then the scout came. The scout came to look at a few players on their team. And then the scout saw me and Dio play and then said, "Oh, but I like the two players that came in second half."
Hmm.
And the Ghanaian people told me that, "Oh no, they are not our players. They're just hanging here, they on us. So we don't have a responsibility for them. We only talk about our players."
Yeah.
So it was like that. So everything fall apart. We started living uh, in Accra, nothing to do. The team stopped us from training with them. So we ended up going on the Brown camp because we didn't have money again to pay for the rent.
Yeah.
Couldn't get in touch with Robert Bray, couldn't get in touch with Siafa Bray. So things started falling apart and I went to the camp, to the Brown camp. And then after some time, a year later, Dia have opportunity to go Sweden.
Mm-hmm.
So me and Dia supposed to go Sweden again, but the invitation that they said, I think it wasn't my turn to play in Europe. That's how I feel. The invitation that they sent for two of us, I couldn't go again.
Why not?
It's a professional something.
So how
I
you
was
still
still
you're
on the
still
age.
underage at this time,
I was still on the age at the time. Like 1 year later, I was 17 years old.
bro? You
I
went through
couldn't
so
go.
much before the age of
I went
18. You
through
lived
before the
you
age of
lived like
18.
3 people's lives before you even turned 18 years
I'm
old,
telling you,
man. Goodness
seriously,
gracious.
bro. It was just funny. So it came a time we went to the embassy. The embassy gave us some idea. They gave Dior the visa, but they didn't give me the visa. So Mr. Steve, the Swedish man that was sending for us from Florida, what they call it, team, he said, "Flow that box." He told me, he says, "Zach, no problem. I will be sponsoring you. Every month I will be sending you money. But all I want you to do, keep training. I have a better way for you to come to Sweden. If Dion make the test and you be successful in the trial, Dion will use his own influence to send for you. And then when you come up here, that's it. You can play professional football. You can be on the field above until you reach the age of 18. Bam, you can sign a contract with us. Because Florida above was like a startup team
Mm-hmm.
for a player. They will nurture you. They play in the third or fourth division league until you reach that age, and they sell you out. So it was like that. So when Dia went for the trial, Dia was successful. When Dia was successful, Dia supposed to send for me, but he turned back on me.
Wow.
Yeah, that's how. Yeah, Dia used to help me. He sent me money. But I kept telling her, I said, Dia, the money thing, it's good. I appreciate it, but this place not for me. If I be in Ghana, my whole career gonna go down. I will
Yeah.
play football. And I don't want to be here. I have traveled before, go to Europe, so it would not be hard for me when people looking any embassy looking my passport. They would know that I traveled before. So try to do something. But then,
Why do you think he turned his back on you? Because he knew you were a better player. Maybe he didn't want you to outshine him.
I don't know. I don't know. Dia don't think like that. Dia was like a big brother to me, like a best friend to me because it is because of me that Dia went Switzerland. I
Yeah.
choose him.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So that's what he's supposed to do for me. But then when everything went bad, I was in Ghana when I said Dia sent for another person that couldn't play football.
Wow.
Yeah. I was in Ghana, I hear again Dia sent for another person. I'm like, wow. When I called Dia, oh yeah, I'll call you back, our own training camp and this, that. Yo, but you send for somebody and you know I ain't Ghana yet. Why can't you just send for me? At least anything you spend on me when I come, I become successful, I will pay you back. You will get everything back from me.
Yeah.
So that I come. I don't know what happened to Mr. Steve. Went down, things started going wrong for him, so he couldn't send for me again. The company went down. He went bankrupt. No way for me to get in contact with him. So only Dia was depending on. Dia didn't send for me until I met this coach. We call him Patrick. It's called Coach Machine. So and it was Coach Machine that was behind us foot to foot in Ghana. So I was trying to leave football now when Coach Machine came on and said, "No, Zah, I don't know you, but I know you through people that talk about you. I will help you.
Yeah.
I will wake you up every morning to go for training. I will carry you for training every morning. We'll go jog in the village. And in the village, well, it's too scary. You see the Ghanaian people holding the car, say, walking. I'm afraid, but I kept doing it, running every morning, go train. I started playing for the the camp team until another team saw me play. They took me to Kumasi.
Yeah.
I played for them in Kumasi. I played for them and then came back. Another opportunity came. I started getting in touch with people, I call Vermont.
Mm-hmm.
Call him Vermont. He's in the U.S. So he was the manager for Francis Grandpa Doe.
Okay.
So so he said he's gonna help me. So started playing for the camp team, and then boom, he had opportunity for me to go to Cameroon. So I went to Cameroon. I played Cameroon for 6 months. Some contract, but it's not enough. It's just little thing I was getting until the same thing happened to me again. They used to call me number 10, the petit 10.
Mm-hmm.
They call me Sidan. I went on that team. There's a Chicago player. How many league game he didn't score one goal?
Yeah.
One goal he didn't score. So when I went on that team, when I started playing, they tried again. The team said, "Okay, yeah, we want you. We will take you." So when I signed a contract, I started playing. I was wearing number 10 jersey. Started playing. The Chicago didn't score one goal in how many seasons he played. He scored one goal.
Yeah.
They started keeping him on the bench. But then when he left the bench and came in to play the first game on the bench, the pass that I gave him, even you're a football player, you can't play football, you're supposed to score that goal. Because it was like I went through, beat the first guy, even beat the goalkeeper, and then just roll the ball in front of the pole.
Yeah.
He scored. From that day, I tell you, from that day, the guy started believing in me. The guy said if it was some Cameroonian player, they won't pass him that ball.
Yeah.
We want to force it to score. From that day, the guy told me, he said, from today on, you'll be my little brother. Because I was the youngest on the team.
Yeah.
I was the youngest. And then I started playing, and then they brought scout from Bordeaux.
Mm-hmm.
From Bordeaux, the French team in Bordeaux. So the scout came to see 3 players because I was new on that team. 3 players that play for Cameroon or G.A.T.E Honor 17 or national team.
Yeah.
So the game started. They always putting me on the bench, So the coach is a Cameroonian coach. When he came, the first coach that was there is a Bamute coach, and they like their own traditional thing.
Yeah.
Wasting water on people and things. So I told him, I said, "Oh no, if y'all won't do the other thing, then I need to play for your team because I don't like people doing traditional thing on me.
Yeah.
I believe in God." So because of that thing I said, they started putting me on the bench. The coach started putting me on the bench because he said, "I don't want to follow the other players, their thing that they can do. Rubbing oil, a whole lot of things on them, smelling things. So because of that, they put me on the bench. I never used to play. I used to come in second half when the game tough on there, and they put me in. So when coach came from Bordeaux, the scout came from Bordeaux, there were two, and then I was on the bench. I was on the bench when they brought me in. That game, I assist 2 goals.
Mm.
So the coaches were there, the scouts were there for like 2 weeks.
Yeah.
And all the games then, the Ben being on the bench. So one day the scout told them, say, oh, the number 10, this coming game, the number 10 need to start. I want you to start and play 4 games. I want to see something. So how come the brother see water thing again? I told him, said, I'm not doing it.
Yeah.
Please. I'm not that kind of person. My whole life, I believe in God. We should go in one room. They will like this. They will do this. I will not go in that room. Okay. When the new coach came, the old coach, the sacking, but they still used to do that thing. So the new coach said that, I don't know what y'all like doing, but I'm not going to push any player to do whatsoever thing that they feel that they can do.
Yeah.
All I want y'all to do, get on the field and play my game. So that's how I starting on the team, because the new coach used to like me. So when I started the game, the scout saw me and they wanted to add me on the 3 players. So the 3 players that they wanted to take, one of them was so big, because he played in Egypt before.
Yeah.
So he was like acting the big player. So he was not performing. So they told them that, oh, we're not taking this guy, we're taking the number 10. So now they decided to take me. When they were going through all the process, carrying passport around, trying to get visa,
Yeah.
they took my passport. But what they didn't give me visa. They told the people that I didn't sign a yearly contract with them or 3 years contract with them. So they brought 3 years contract with me. And Vermont told me to not sign that contract because he had better things for me. He just wanted me to be, coming up until he found something. But they didn't tell me, say, oh, Zah, sign the contract and then travel to France. It wasn't like that.
Yeah.
I had one Christian guy on the team that used to tell me everything about the team, how they work, how they treat players, and all that. So he told me, he says, Zah, your name on the list to travel to Bordeaux for the trial. But they're talking about not carrying you because you don't have long year deal with the team. So I was like, okay. So when I explained it to Vemo talked to a friend, Kone, and Kone said, no, we carry Zah. But then later on, the people traveled and they left me back.
Mm. It was
So when they left
too
me
much
back,
politics. They didn't want to deal with it.
Yeah. So what they told the coach that, because the scout went from to prepare everything, and they told the people that I had injury, that I couldn't play. So one player that traveled with the team, I don't know that the guilt was in him that replaced me. He couldn't stand it. He told the coach, he told the scout, say, no, Zah, nothing happened to Zah. They didn't want for Zah to travel because they know that if Zah want to travel and be successful here, they won't give him anything from Zah.
Yeah.
But Zah is sick, nothing like that. So the scout got pissed and sent him back.
Wow.
Yeah, it was like that. So that how come I managed to get my passport at the end of the season. But on 3 months, I ran away from that.
Yeah. So where'd you go after that?
I ran away. I went back to Ghana.
Okay.
So I was in Ghana until a year later when my name came up on Liberian soccerway.com.
Mm-hmm.
So they called Father Johnson.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, one of Liberia national team, former national team player, used to play right back. So he was in Indonesia, yeah. So when he saw that, how can he decide to save for me? And I was supposed to go to America also, but I couldn't go to America because my passport was expired.
Yeah.
I went. Them were trying for me to go to America to go, play in the league there, but it was not too serious at that time.
Yeah.
But he just wanted me to go there, so I couldn't get a new passport because it's still fighting war in Liberia.
Mm.
And the Liberian embassy in Ghana didn't have no passport for me to change to renew my passport. So I couldn't go anywhere. So things started, but I didn't give up on football.
I
Things
was just
started
about to
going,
say, man, like what made you keep
yeah,
going? Because you have at least 20 different moments where you could have given up, where any other
yeah,
person would have given up. Why did you keep going?
yeah. I think that the reason why I didn't give up because my mind, I was going by my mind.
Yeah.
I was going by the things that I did to not give up on football.
Yeah.
First of all, I started thinking, oh, I left my mom. She was sick. I went to play football. I came back. She passed.
Yeah.
So if I give up on football now, then
It was pointless.
I get nothing. Yeah, I
Yeah.
get nothing else to do. So I got to play football for my mom because if she can look in my eyes and tell me to go find her dream, that means she want me to play football. She want me to work. She want me to put in whatsoever thing I get to put in to play football. So I got to go.
Yeah.
So I didn't give up on football. I started training, and I had opportunity to go to America again on resettlement.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lady came up to me and said, "Oh, you resemble my son that my son that died, and now we need to find replacement for him to go on resettlement. But we got to go through. It would take 2 months. Luckily, the wall came down and things started getting back to normal and stuff like that. So I had to go when Father Johnson came up with his trip to Indonesia, and then I went to Liberia, renew my passport, and came back to Ghana. And then I had the opportunity. He sent me invitation. Vermont Port and Prince Chupi, they bought me ticket
Mm-hmm.
to come to Indonesia. So when I came to Indonesia 2005,
Yeah.
I didn't play that whole season.
Why
I didn't
not?
play. I just the people say my body's small and I young, I skinny. I don't
Oh.
think I can play in the league.
Oh, they didn't know. They didn't know what Zah do
Yeah,
on
they
the
didn't
field.
know. They didn't know. Yeah, they didn't know. So 2005, it's like that. And then, but I didn't give up. I used to wake up early in the morning, go running, come back, and join his team to train. So it was like I used to be when I go on Father Johnson or training. I would just wear the jersey and just be playing with the ball behind the pole. When the ball come, I chunk it back on the field. So I was that kind of respectful person, they started seeing me because if I that kind of big hard person, I won't be going for training with him because I don't play.
Yeah.
Anytime I go for training, all I do, I just stay behind the pole, I do my jogging, play with the ball. When they're doing a shooting drill, I be behind the pole, chunking the ball back on the field to them and stuff like that. So one day, they say I should go on a training camp. So when I went on a training camp, they started calling me a name they call ASEP.
Okay.
So the word ASEP, when I ask people what they mean by ASEP, they say ASEP means ball.
Mm.
Kids that can be on the field, giving the ball back to the player.
Yeah.
So I said, oh, okay, cool. So during the preseason, I played. Somebody had injury. The person couldn't play.
Yeah.
So they asked me to join them to play. So I started playing, and then they started seeing. Oh yeah, I said. But they said they couldn't believe in me for me to play in the league.
Yeah.
They said the league too strong for me. So I left it. at the end of the season, there's a guy called Steven Weir, a Liberian guy called Steven Weir. He had an injury. The team was looking for a player like him because he was an attacking player. So we were about 11. I tell you something, 11 players that went for that tryout. We have Brazilian, we have Argentina, we have Cameroonian, different nationality. And I was there. After that, people started going home. Until we left only 5.
Yeah.
Out of the 5, this is why I'm coming to tell you. You know, when football players see football player, you know, you can say, damn, I don't think I would be here.
Yeah.
There's a Brazilian guy. Me and him, like, the same position. A Brazilian guy, but he was, like, way younger older than me. He was in 20, 25 years old, like that.
Yeah.
The guy could play. I'm telling you. That guy could play. We went for the game, the final game trial. So I was sitting on the bench. The guy was playing with the first team. I was sitting on the bench. I saw that guy playing. I said to myself, God, I just need one chance. If I can get on the field, just one chance. I need to play more than this guy, because if I don't, first of all, my skin color, I'm from Liberia. Nobody know Liberia. Everybody know Brazil.
Yeah.
So that was my prayer there. So when the first team finished playing, the second team went there, I was still on the bench. And then, because it was the local coach, the web coach came from Holland.
Mm-hmm.
So he went for vacation. So when they put me in, they saw me playing. And myself, I said to myself, wow, how can I play football like this? And most crazy guys, I played that game. I put that second half on my head, like I really needed a job. So the funny thing is, after the game, we went for dinner, and the guy came up to me. The guy said, "Where you from?" You could speak no English, because he said he played in a lot of countries that could speak English. So he started trying the English. He said, "Where you from?" I said, "I'm from Liberia." He said, "Wow, Liberia." And then he said, "Oh yeah, I know one player from Liberia, Josh Weir, AC Milan." I said, "Yeah, that's where I'm from." He told me, he said, "What I saw you doing just now, I never see that before." So I told him, I said, "What you mean you never see that before? You better pass me." He said, "No, I feel like I'm not better past you." I was like, "Ready?" He said, "Yeah, ready. I'm telling you the truth. I'm honest person." When football players see football players, they are jealous. But I was jealous when I saw you play. I was like, "Okay, thank you, senior. Thank you."
And you thinking the same thing about him, watching him play.
And I thinking the same thing about him. So it was like, so we had a final game to play against Pesita Tangram. And the Pesita team, it was the team that I was supposed to play for.
Mm-hmm.
When he told me that I stayed this and I stayed young and I stayed small. And I was reaching to the age of 18 at that time.
Yeah.
Just a few months later for me to be 18 years old. So they came out to play us in the preseason game. And then they play us on our stadium. And then the web coach came down. He came. We started training. Even during the training, the coaches would talk to me. What's that? Yeah, I really like your way of playing, or this, that, blah. Me and the Brazilian guy were there. So only the two of us now, they need to pick one of us. They cannot take the two of us because they only needed one space for foreign players.
Yeah.
So during that game, the both of us were starting. Me and the Brazilian guy. And the coach came out to me and said, "Zah, the team, the coach that was here, he talked a lot of good things about you, but I didn't see it. But now what I want to tell you, I want you to play like your best player in the world. Who's your best player? I said, Josh Weah, my best player. He said, okay, I want you to play like him. Even if you can play more than him, play. Because what I see in you, you respectful. All the players like you. You don't have big heart. You do everything. Say, okay, coach. Say you starting the game tomorrow. So when Pesita came, they saw me. They started laughing. Oh, I said. They started calling me. I said this, that. They used to like me because I was always around and helping to watch their bulls. They are senior players and people they were making the money, so
Yeah.
they used to give me small things. And when I watched the bulls, like that. So I said, I just came on the side, told myself, I said, God, this is it. This is a final game for me. If I'm supposed to be here, let me be. If I ain't supposed to be here, then all the things that I went through, let that happen again. It was my prayer. And before I left for the game, all I do, I just spoke to my mom. Like the normal way I always doing before I play a game.
Yeah.
Talk to myself, talk to her, and tell, oh, I'm going for a game. I wish you can be, around me as I play. Just talk to her. So when I went and we won that game 1-0, and I scored again. And I didn't want to score 1-0 again. And after the game, not the coach, but the manager of the team came up to me. I remember it was the first person that gave me a $1,000 cash.
Wow.
Among everybody, among the players, not in Harlem, but everybody came out and said, Zah, this money for you. You are the best player for today game. Take this. $1,000 cash, US dollar. He put it in my hand. He said, this is for you. And then Pesita, now the team that sent for me, but they didn't choose me to even train with them, like the normal training thing. They didn't agree for me to play for them. Nothing.
Yeah.
They turned a back on me. They put in the newspaper. The newspaper, Indonesia took it. Because they are a big team.
Yeah.
They put in the newspaper that they want for asset to come back
Oh,
and
wow.
sign for the team. Yeah. But you know what I did?
What?
I turned it down.
Of course.
You know the reason why? Yeah, the reason why I did that, I said to myself, I said, probably if I go to these people, they have a lot of great players, Indonesian players, foreign players from Brazil. They have 2 Brazilians and 1 Argentine. Big guys in that play for, how they call, big teams there in Brazil.
Mm-hmm.
How the hell are going to start?
Yeah. And they already were underestimating you too.
And I
so
already, underestimating me, So I said, nah. Father talked to me and said, oh, big bro, I'm so sorry. I know, you made me to come up here, but at this point, I gotta make my own decision. I want to stay with it, second division team. Because they have the Super League and they have Premier League. Mm-hmm. So they think with Premier League. I said I want to stay with the Premier League team. I don't want to rush into big team right now. So I can't. They talk left and right. This guy, the coach called me. Says, please, you need to come. I told him, I said, Coach, if you really like me, I want to start my career from down and I can come up. I don't want to rush straight to the Super League team.
Yeah.
So please, y'all forgive me on that. How come I left there? I didn't sign for them. I signed for that team. I played for that team for 3 months, and after the 3 months, they needed a team that will qualify into the Super League. We play against them. It's our last game. I play against them in their home. I'm telling you. After the game in their home, there where my whole life changed.
What happened?
The stadium was crazy about me. Even though we lost that game, but the football that I was playing, the stadium, whenever I get on the ball, they will be clapping the hand, like clapping for me.
Yeah.
Anything I do with that ball, they will clap for me.
The
I don't know
other
if it was
team,
private or high.
the other team was clapping
yeah.
for you like that.
Yeah. Because the other team had one Liberian player on that team too. They call him Murphy Namwe. He's a defender. So he never knew me that much. Yeah. But he used to hear about me. He's a big player too. He played for Liska in the Super League in Liberia.
Yeah.
People coming to Indonesia. So he was like, he said, well, where did he get from? So when he finally noticed that I was Zah, he said, damn. He said the whole stadium talk, my teammates talking about you, the coach talking about you. Probably if that coach stay on that team, you might play for us in the Super League because they already qualified to Super League. They were just playing to get in their trophy. That's how I came to this team called Percy Kappas. So young players. Every one of us were young. From that team, there where I started coming up, started playing the Super League. My whole career, I started making 2,500. Because the Premier League I was just making like 1,000 out of for the 3 months.
Yeah.
But then the first signing fee they gave me was 4,000. I didn't see that money. Father Johnson and the agent took the money, took the ticket money also. So I was just playing because I wanted to play.
Yeah.
Until after the league, the president looked in my eyes and says that we gave all your money to the agent. I was like, yeah, no problem. I will get it from them. But I know I wasn't going to get it.
Yeah. I
lost that until when the team called him and told him that we want that for next season. He said, yeah, no problem because my team are dissolving the team right now because we don't have money for the next league season. So there where he looked at me, he gave me 3,000. He says, giving you 3,000, for you to settle down with yourself. For this team, they want you. So I was so lucky, God started blessing me from that stage. When I went to the Super League team, I signed a contract for 3,500. I started making 3,500. Started playing for them in the league. People started seeing me. big clubs, they started seeing me, started like, when I play against the team, all the coach or the manager will come tell me, wow, you good player, which country you from? And this, that. So all that thing was just coming to me until I played 2 seasons for that team. My salary went up to 5,000 the next season. The third season in Indonesia, I'm telling you, bro, my third season in Indonesia, there were from 5,000, started making 10,000. Yeah, because after that season, every year they can play like an all-star game.
Yeah.
Before the season ends. So I was the only African. The only African were on an all-star game. They had a lot of African players that I met in the league yet.
Yeah.
At my 18 years old, I was the only African and the only Liberian. All the big players that I met yet. Anthony Jomambala, Fala Johnson, a lot of big players from Liberia that play in the Liberia National League. Before all the time to be watching them play.
Yeah.
I came up in the All-Star game. They brought a prize up. The first goal in the All-Star game, I saw the car that is supposed to get the first goal, the car of Sports Rap.
Mm-hmm.
and I played that game. I scored the first goal, and I was the MVP for that whole game there
Yeah.
among everybody. But they didn't give me the car.
It was just for show.
Yeah. They didn't give me the car. Seriously. And when I went back to my team said, "Oh, what's that? What a car?" So my team president talked to me that if I get a car, you want to buy the car for me.
Yeah.
So we agree on that. So we were just laughing, playing fun. But it says, I know when you go play over there, I know you probably be the best player or something going to come up. But just in case when I have something come up for you when you become the best player, share the car with me because I like the car.
Okay.
So after that, when they announced the best player, the MVP for that day, it was me. But I didn't get a car.
No car.
No car.
They might be looking for you for the car now. When was that? That was like 2007?
Yes, 2007.
Oh yeah, that car is
gone.
gone.
It was like, but they gave me like in that morning they called the 50 million, which was 5,000. They gave me that 5,000 price. Then 2007. You know what happened? I went to Liberia.
Okay.
I was in Liberia with this coach that wanted me a long time ago when I played against the team. To play against Persija. Ellis Brown, you know Ellis Brown?
Yeah.
Ellis Brown played for that team, Persija.
Okay. Yeah.
We play against them. They told Ellis Brown to mark me. Ellis Brown, because I'm a kind of player, I don't stand. I just move in left and right, passing all around the field. I score against them that game. After the game, the coach came to me. The coach says, "My plan for next season, I need you on my team next season." And the coach, that big coach, he coached the national team. So I was in Liberia when they brought the contract.
Yeah.
Yeah, they signed me. And guess what happened? That year, oh, God is great. That year, that's why I started thinking. I said, like Europe. It wasn't my turn to play in Europe.
Yeah.
Probably Asia was my place. So I came out as the higher paid player in the league among all foreign and local players that season.
Oh wow.
Yeah. They never signed player on that amount, 1.4 million in the money. The first foreign player and African player to sign that amount of money in Indonesia. I was the higher paid player that whole season.
Yeah.
Me and one local player. He was 1.2, I was 1.4. It came out in the whole newspaper. My own Liberian people didn't believe that. They say that lie. Until I came, after vacation, I came to Indonesia. They started asking me. I started going on big shows. And that season, the team that we went to, the team never ever win anything since they become football team.
Yeah.
Never in the whole career. And the stadium is one of the biggest stadiums in this country. I played on that team. I played 3 seasons on that team. We won double winner. FA Cup 2. And they got one cup they call the Copa. We won the FA Cup 1 and we won the Copa and then we won the league 3 times in a row, 1 year. And then I was awarded MVP.
Yeah.
And then I was awarded best foreign player. I was awarded player of the century in Indonesia.
Oh man!
At 18 years old.
After all the nonsense that you went through,
all that nonsense that I went through.
Yeah, it's like you finally got appreciated for what you've been doing since you were 8 years old.
I've been doing 8
Man.
years. Yeah, I started winning that thing, and money started coming to me. I started sitting on, but one thing I couldn't get over. I couldn't stop crying again.
Yeah.
When I leave the stadium and reach to my apartment, I would cry. Say, wow, I get the money now. Why am I here to enjoy it?
Yeah.
All my family then, I couldn't find my family. So I started searching, trying to get my family back together. My sister, my brother, my father, I didn't know him. I never seen him. So, but I started talking to people in Liberia now. If they know me, if they know my sister, if they know my brother, I started reuniting my family. Started bringing them back until I started finding I found my sister. I talked to her on the phone. Found my brother. I talked to him on the phone. For everybody in one, they didn't have a place to stay. They were staying with people, especially my sister, because my brother and big people and they were on the hustle.
Yeah.
But my sister, she had nowhere to stay. She was living with friends. So I told her, I said, hey, you know what? Where your brother is right now, I think I'm making, I can afford it to help you. So it was like that. So I started to find my family.
Mm-hmm.
So I got my sister and I told her, I said, hey, where you living? Okay, try to find place. I will pay for the place. Take your family with you, because she had her children.
Mm-hmm.
So I said, don't live with friends again. Your brother can afford it. I don't have much, but at least I can try.
Yeah.
So she found her apartment. I bought in an apartment in Liberia. I started paying for it. And I told her, I said, what you need to do, you need to find place, you need to find land. So maybe we can start building a house, like a family house. Not big. Maybe if I can get a 2 or 3 bedroom to build, you can be in it. So it was like that. Things started getting better for me. I started making money. My contract started going up and up and up and up. Every team I played for Sriwijaya FC. 3 years. We play in the AFC Champion League.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, play in the AFC Champion League.
Yep.
I play against DV Club or FC Seoul. I play against Gamo Osaka or Shanghai.
All the
And
big clubs are all around Asia and Japan and stuff like that.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. So it was with that. So I started coming on good. I played in the AFC. I was the first or Liberian or even or yeah, Liberian. I played in the AFC Champion League.
Wow.
Yeah, we played, and I started coming up. When there, I moved to a team called Pesicura
Mm-hmm.
in 2010, 2011, 2012.
Yeah.
We played with Pesicura, and I won championship with Pesicura 2 times. And then one time runner up. The 3 years I played for them. And I was among the players that were winning award player of the month and MVP.
Yeah.
Yeah, then from there, then I went to Federal United 2012, 2013.
Yeah.
They were relegated. So I played with them, and then we qualified to the Super League again.
Yeah.
So there where I started coming up good. My whole career started being better. The whole country started knowing who they call Zah Krangar.
I was just about to ask, like, can you go outside? Are you like a celebrity? Do people stop you and take pictures and stuff like that?
Yeah, honestly, bro. In Asia, the people like to see, if you are celebrity,
Yeah.
when I walk in mall, people will be like, oh, Zah over there. They come, some on a t-shirt, some of them will come with my jersey. I have people that, if you see on my Instagram, they call me the Idola.
Okay.
Like, yeah, my idol. People calling me the idol. People, I used to go around teaching kids, especially on the school campus, go there, explain about Africa, explain about Liberia, how I come out to play football. So I started getting a lot of fans in Indonesia.
Yeah.
And I was one of the famous players. I was one of the famous players in Indonesia up to now.
Yeah.
When I walk in mall, people would come on and take pictures, want me to sign. When I walk on the streets, I get that every day up to now.
Yeah.
Every day I get that every day. Even when my family came up here, they thought, when my woman saw that, oh wow, can I take picture with Zah? Can I do photograph? Can I do this? People started taking picture with my family also, and this, even in Malaysia,
Yeah.
when I played for that team 4 years, Felda United, well, people right now people call me legend.
Yeah.
So
So
everything that I missed, all the times I've been fighting to play in Europe, I game everything right in Asia.
yeah, you
So
got it.
there is no regret on that.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
you've had a long career and a long journey, and I honestly didn't even realize it was this long before I started talking to you. You know, I was going to talk about your career in Indonesia and stuff like that, but I've learned so much about you starting in Liberia and you playing pro
yeah,
at the age of 11, and then your all the trials and tribulations that you went through. What and I'm sure you've thought about this. What do you want to do after you're done playing?
yeah. My after my career, actually, um, I didn't want to put myself into sporting activity in Liberia,
Okay.
uh, like to be coach or to be football agent. But right now, a lot of people telling me to do that, but I'm still thinking because right now I'm 31 years old. I know I can do that, but my plans right now to help build our sporting activity in Liberia
Yeah.
because what I go through, I don't want other players to go through that.
That's
You know,
exactly what I was thinking. Because I
yeah,
feel
I don't
like
want other players to go
your
through that.
story, unfortunately, I feel like that's a common story. Like people promising you this or they're taking you here and you're doing that, and it's like
Yeah,
I feel like because of the lack of structure that happens a lot to talented people, and maybe some of these athletes, they're not as resilient as you were to say, okay, I'm going to keep playing, I'm going to keep pursuing, I don't care, I'm going to keep going. Some people are just like, forget it, I'm going to quit, my window is closed,
yeah,
and now they're not doing anything, you know. So
yeah,
that's really why I asked you that question, because you have such a unique experience that, and you have the knowledge to say maybe prevent other young Liberian talent from having to go through what you went through.
yeah. Because um, what you saying right now, I dig it because the life that we're living right now, everything is, I can say, is upgraded already.
Yeah.
You know, from my two of my career, all the time I've been going like Dira, I always taking like football material, giving it all free to every player that I see that you can play and you don't have the material. For me, when I was growing up, I didn't have it.
Yeah.
I didn't have the opportunity to buy it. I didn't have the opportunity to wear it. That's why I don't want other players to be like that.
Yeah.
I don't want other players to struggle the way I struggle because everybody don't have the same heart that I have. Some you went to Liberia, you saw a lot of great players,
Yeah,
but if you
absolutely.
really dig, beyond Liberian players, you'll notice that they don't want to play football.
Why you say that?
You know the reason why I say that? Okay, every year I go Liberia, I carry sometimes 30 to 35 pair of boots.
Hmm.
I don't carry to go set it. I don't carry to go get rid of people that don't want to play football.
Yeah.
I don't carry for older people like I have my papi there and they want to play. They playing the old timer game in a year.
Yeah.
I make that special for them. But mostly I carry that boost to people that I think that they can play, but they don't have the money to afford.
Yeah.
And I don't carry boost that I would take from my teammates to go give to players. No, I go in the store, I buy it myself. I spend $200-300 on one pair of boots. It's not a second class boost, but every original boost that I wear for myself,
Yeah.
That's what I buy. And I buy one set of boots, which is Nike, and you know how Nike expensive.
Yeah.
So when I get to Liberia, I'll call a few players that I know that been talking to me from this side. Oh, young player, when you come in, please help me with one set of boots. So when I get to Liberia, I call them. I give you your boots. I give you your material. Before I give you that, I tell you, I say, bro, I'm not giving you this because you're my friend, but I'm giving you this because I want you to play. I want you. I don't want you to be like me. I want you to be more than me.
Mm-hmm.
Because in life, if you decide to be somebody, trust me, you can be that person. Either you go down or you be just like that person. But if you have the mind to be someone more, if you focus, you can achieve that. Through all my life, all the players that I saw playing in Liberia, I decided I want to be more than them.
Yeah.
That's my target. That was my target, and it worked. So everything that I do for most of my Liberian players that I know and that they know me, some of them I don't even know them. When I walk on a field, things that people did for me before, I do it for other people.
Yeah.
When I go on a field, I'm playing against maybe local team. I'm playing with my friends. And I see somebody very talented, well, like me, and you're not playing in good boots. I call you. I say, hey, you know what? Call me tomorrow. I will give you a pair of boots. And when I give you a pair of boots, if I got money on me, I say, and take the money.
Yeah.
For you. So you can know that the game, they have a lot of enjoyment in the game. But before you enjoy, you got to work hard.
Yeah.
So if you see me giving you that money and you just want to take money and don't want to work hard, that can make you to give up.
Yeah.
They got a lot of Liberian players in Liberia right now. Some of them give up. You know the reason why they give up?
Why?
Because they don't have an opportunity. People not seeing them to help them.
Absolutely.
They want to see them, oh, yeah, the boy can play, he can play. But saying that, you're not helping him.
Yeah, I'm still hungry. I still got to pay for this. I still got to do that. Like, what is this going to do for me? So eventually it turns into this is a waste of time because I should be doing something else because this isn't bringing any money into my family.
You bring, right. So I see myself. I go around CFR Bright, Robert Bright, the Little Bright, the sheep. That's how they made me.
Mm.
They didn't want anything from me. All they needed from me is to be somebody that they put the time behind. They wanted me to be that I put in my time behind you. I want you to be successful in life. Oh, you today. Let me tell you something. There's a talk came up to me when I wanted to help one player in Liberia. I helped a lot of players in Indonesia here. A lot of Liberian players that play in Indonesia here, they use my name.
Mm-hmm.
I get on phone. Oh, you know Zah? Yeah, I know Zah. Call Zah. They call me. Oh, yeah. Even if I don't know you, big players then. Abu Raza.
Mm-hmm.
He played for German Professional. He used my name to play in Indonesia.
Yeah.
In Premier League. A lot of players then. I just need to call and say, Coach, my player, my brother over there, he can ready play, yeah. Like that.
Yeah.
Just phone call. They just want to hear say, oh, I know Zah. Because anything you go to, the first question is, oh, you know Zah, right? As long as say, yes, I know Zah. When I just pick up phone and say, Coach, yeah, we from Liberia. He's a good player. That could favor you. So let me just go to Liberia, bro. You went to Liberia. What I saw you doing in Liberia, no other person can do it. I'm living in Liberia, president. They can do it. Like you here right now, you get your own player. You working in the FA, you get your own player. I work in the FA. I got my own player.
Mm-hmm.
Your player not better pass me. I'm just saying it, right? The player's not better pass me. Or my players is not better pass your player. When national team calling players,
Mm.
right?
Now I want my guy in there instead of
I
your
want
guy.
my guy to come. That's the reason why we don't go anywhere.
Mm.
And because of that, it's been bringing hatred between football players in Liberia. Because if you call the other person think that I better pass Zah. That's the reason why I didn't call Zah. And at the end of the day, the hate started coming.
Yeah.
You don't like Zah because Zah is on the national team. You on the national team, so you better pass Zah. Or because Zah on a big person you get in the FA, your own a big person is higher than Zah on a big person, so Zah ain't coming. Coach. Because the coach and the player has a misunderstanding, he will not call that player. And not to say misunderstanding that just not been a way back something like, oh, when I was playing, they begin to respect me. So now that I coach and he playing, I will not call him.
Mm.
Yesterday I asked the picking for him to bring me boost, he didn't bring it. I asked him to help me with money, he didn't help me with it. So I will not call him.
It's everything except for your talent on the field. It's all the other stuff.
Yeah. So me as a player and as a Liberian, we have a lot of things to develop in our country in the line of football. If we not put stop to it, we will not go nowhere, bro. I tell you something. We will always just be in that kind of round of African Cup, something. We go play, they beat us, we did well, or we win game and this, that. But the real thing that we lack up in Liberia football is togetherness.
Mm. Yeah.
Love and respect. It's not there.
Yeah. It's funny because you started off talking when we first started talking.
Yeah.
And you started talking about your life, and you were speaking about, you didn't have it easy, in your family, but the community kind of looked out for you because you were a good person and you always were, just kind and good, and you didn't have any problems with people. And I feel that energy from you, and I've always felt that energy from you. Me and you, we've communicated before on social media and stuff, years ago, and I was like, oh, this dude is cool, he's cordial, and I started this company Susu because I want to provide better opportunities for Liberian athletes and Liberian players, and I'm trying to just figure out what I can do to make it big and to make it grow so I can provide opportunities for all of these young kids, because the talent is there, the exposure is not there. So that I want to create the exposure in order to create these opportunities for these kids. So I'm trying to figure out how I can do that. And for me, who has a background in video and media, I always think about creating content. So I'm in my house right now doing this because it's easy to do, and this can start all small and it can grow to be something big. So when I send out the DM to you, and I haven't talked to you in probably a few years, I don't know, but I send out the DM to you, and you right away message me back and say, oh yeah, let's do it. It's whatever, whatever time you want to do it, let's do it. I'm like, whoa, all right, that's awesome, man. This is great. So you're literally the first interview that I've done. I sent you the link to the schedule, and that was 5 hours ago. And now 5 hours later, I'm on the phone with you, and you're sharing you're sharing your vulnerability, and you're sharing your life story with me, So I just want to say I thank you for that, and I appreciate you for that. And I say all that to say you're one of the good people, and real people recognize that, and I recognize that because I consider myself a good person, and I recognize other good people, and I feel like the good people like me and you can outweigh the other people that don't
Yeah,
do the nonsense, because it's not just me and you. Maybe me and you have to be more vocal about the positivity, and there's enough for everyone to eat. It's not a limited amount of food, and if I eat, Zah can't eat, or if Zah eating, I'm
yeah,
not eating. You taking food off my plate. It's like, no, we all can win. We all can eat. So if we're the ones that are pushing that idea and spreading that mentality, it might take a while and it might be hard work, but I think it's a project that's worth fighting for, because these are our people. This is us. So
yeah,
I hear exactly what you're saying, and I hear the frustrations, and I've heard it from you. I've heard it from multiple people, and I'm not in Liberia as much as I would like to be. One day in the future I'd like to be there a lot more. So hopefully that's coming soon. But I just want to walk in positivity, and I know there's a lot of negative stuff that goes
yeah,
on and is there, but we can create a new day, man, and that's what the goal of this is, and that's what the purpose of this is. And just, man, hearing you talk, and like, I'm talking about your resilience, and I'm talking about your persistence. All of that is your positivity, because you're like, nah,
yeah,
I got to keep going. God is on my side, so I can't fail. So I'm just gonna keep going, and I'm just gonna keep doing what I'm doing. And I really, I like admire you for that, because I didn't even know that this was your story. I thought just, oh, that's Zah. He's the Indonesian Messi. He just out there, doing his thing. I didn't understand what it took you to get to that level, man. And it's so commendable. So just, I don't know. I just wanted to sing your praises real quick after talking to you and hearing your story, and for you being open to even speak to me, like, is great. I'm never going to forget this, for sure.
yeah. And actually, too, myself, I really appreciate you because I remember the first time I talked to you. You know, even though you knew me, but I didn't know who you was. But I'm a kind of person. I don't care who this person is, whether they got money or not, or whether they're doing something or not. I don't care because my whole life I came up. I didn't grow up with silver spoon in my mouth that I need to choose who I'm supposed to talk to or not talking to. I talk to anybody that I feel comfortable with.
Yeah.
And the first time I talked to you when you told me, "Oh, Zach, going like Bira," I was like, "Oh, but this guy going like Bira, and then he thinking, oh, me talking to him, they got a lot of people that you could talk to.
Yeah.
You know, it's like that. Because at that time, I feel like at that time, even though I was big, but they had Susu Apparel, for me, that one of the persons I really respect among our age group,
Yeah.
I really respect him, and also Sinanti Lamfo, I also respect him too. A lot of players there I respect, but, you know, at some point, everybody's lifestyle is different. Actually, they've been there before me, but my lifestyle is different. I like friends. I like people. I like to go around people. Uh, I'm a quiet person. I don't like too much talking. So when I saw you, I was like, okay, yeah, I can open up to this guy. We can talk. When I saw you in Liberia, when I saw what you're doing, it take a time for somebody who will leave that job and to come up just to 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 bring us something good for the kids in Liberia, even Liberian.
Yeah.
You know, when I saw that you're not getting sponsored for anyway, you're doing it on your own. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But one thing, a lot of people who do this in Liberia, they always want to get something from the pricing.
Yeah.
I remember I had an injury 2019. I had an injury.
Yeah.
All the things they were talking about me in Liberia was so negative stuff that they even get for myself.
Yeah. For sure.
So that's what I said. In Liberia, our people can bring us down before we think about ourselves going down. They can start it.
Yeah.
You understand? They were saying negative stuff. Oh, Zah will not play football again because of his age, and you don't know my age. People that know my age, they know that I could play. Doctor that know my injury, he told my team that I can play.
Yeah.
But in Liberia, all the newspapers in like came on, oh, Zah will not play football again, and this, a career finish, and this, that. So you that's supposed to be talking positive thing about me, you're saying negative thing about your own player.
Yeah.
Not one call came from the FA to say, oh, Zah, how are you? How are you holding on? Not one call came from the Liberian FA to call me to say, how you doing? Not even a text message. Everything that went on here is my team. Mandura United, they did everything possible. But the people that I take to be my people, my own people, I play for the national team. I spend my own money to buy a ticket that I didn't gain back. I carried jersey for national team before that I didn't ask for money. We raised our life for Liberian national team. They cost my mom, they cost this, they trunk things there on us, but we didn't give up. We still play for national team. My first game I played for the national team, I remember 2016. 2006.
Yeah.
I went for vacation. All the other big players, then I went for vacation. They say the people must buy the ticket. They must pay for the ticket. My first game on the senior national team was going to Equatorial Guinea. I told the youth and sport minister, I said, for me, y'all shouldn't pay for my ticket. I will go play. I don't need y'all to pay for my ticket. I came for vacation. I came to enjoy myself. But national team came up on me, and I won't play for the national team. I'm supposed to be playing for Indonesia national team.
Yeah.
They brought that thing to me. 2009. But I said no. My coach stood beyond me because he was on the national team. He wanted me to go with him on the national team to work everything. I could get everything that I was supposed to get as a nationality player.
Mm-hmm.
They're supposed to do everything. I saw the money that they're supposed to give me on contract. That is supposed to pay me every month. We gave me a certain amount of money first upfront. They gave me an apartment. But my mind ran on the Liberian national team. I said, nah, I won't play for my country. We make a lot of sacrifices. But during my injury, that whole year, I didn't get one call from the FA. Even when I went Liberia, said the time was well. I was okay. I played on ATS with my friends, and I all went for a John Low Star something. I opened, I told them, I said, we need to play a game. They create a game for me. I played there. I was on that ATS. I saw all the LFA people there, the PV people there. One of them, he come up to me and say, oh, sorry that you had injury and this, that. No. That's why when I go Liberia, I don't even think I'm going to LFA. And that one of the main things I feel that some of the problem they got on me because all of the players when they enter Liberia, they go to the FA.
Yeah.
I got nothing. The FA now made me who I am today. If y'all really look into my career playing in Europe, the FA was the problem. Because they sent a letter and saying that they're keeping the Liberian players, they know why they're not paying and nothing, so the players should come by, or else we will send a letter to FIFA.
Yeah.
I played for Liberian national team. My first game I played in Equatorial Guinea at school, my first school. And after that, because of my calm heart, respectful self, the youth and sport minister, the FA said, oh, Zah will get your ticket money back. Because you're the only player among 8 players that went for vacation, both Europe and Asia. They let all down. They didn't play. Only you play. So we'll get your money back. They get my money back. They for it. And all the other time, we'll buy a ticket when you come. We'll pay you back when you go. They will not get that ticket money back. after the game finished, nobody care again. I really appreciate you that you come up here for us to talk. And I'm not regretting the time that I'm spending with you. I feel blessed and I'm grateful that you came up with this. So when I saw that, I said, yeah, I need to talk. But a lot of journalists that I know, I don't talk to them anymore again. You know why? Because it's all about money. They're not focusing on the better future for our country. All they're focusing on the thing that's happening right now.
Yeah.
That's it's not. It ain't supposed to be that way.
No, not at
Seriously,
all.
not at all.
Yeah.
So I really appreciate you for this, and I wish that this can go out. People can listen to this. I pray that a lot of people listen to this, so they can know the serious issue that we get in our country. You probably maybe I may talk my own, but I know a lot of players that got hard for that country. They got more to say than me.
Yeah. Nah, man, this is definitely just the beginning, to give you guys a platform. And I know where it's coming from is not from a place of attack. It's from a place of, hey, this is what's going on. I want better for my country. Let's do better. And that's what I don't want people to misunderstand, because it's easy to say, oh, Zah said this, I'm gonna say this back to Zah. Like, no, you're missing the whole point if you think that Zah is just trying to talk bad about you. Like, no, Zah wants good for his home, his everything, the heart and soul, the land that he's from, that he wants to see better for that. And he believes that better exists there, and we can get there. You got to be, you're only critical of things that you love. If you didn't love and you didn't care, you'd be like, whatever, you guys keep doing what you want to do. I don't care. It doesn't matter
what you want to do.
But because you love, Liberia, and you love the youth, and you see yourself in the youth, and you want better for them, and as time elapses, you're supposed to progress. We can't be in 2021 and things still look like it's 1972, because then what's the point of existing and continuing to move forward? So I understand you completely, but I think it's time for some new players to enter into the realm. So that's what I'm here for. That's what I wanted to talk to a lot of you guys, because I feel like you guys will jump in and you have a different perspective, because you are an athlete and you have traveled the world. So you've seen stuff that's outside of Liberia, and you've gotten to experience it, and like, oh, all this is out here. We could have this in Liberia. We could do this, So you've gotten to taste all of that, and you travel the world to see all these different things and do all these different things, but it means nothing if you can't bring it back to your country and make it better,
country.
So that's really what this is all about. So I appreciate your time. I think we gonna end it right here. Zah, this conversation has been amazing. I hope we can do this again, maybe in person one of these days soon, man. But I definitely look forward to it. So thank you for your time. So that was another episode of Africa Abroad.
Africa Abroad.
Africa Abroad.